Good morning, fourth grade. We're ready for math lesson 169. This is your last math lesson of the year, and this is our last math class. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with concept cards and then just go over area and perimeter a bit on the board before you get started with your lesson. Or maybe you already started it, but let's get started with our concept cards. So what does kilo mean? 1,000? Deci? 1/10, centa, 100th, milla, 1,000th, deca, 10, hecto, 100. 1 meter equals how many decimeters? Now see how many of these you can get correct. This is your last day to do them for this year. So 1 meter equals how many decimeters? 10. 1 decameter equals how many meters? 10. 1 hectometer equals how many meters? 100. 1 kilometer equals how many meters? 1,000. 1 meter equals how many millimeters? 1,000. 1 centimeter equals how many millimeters? 10. 1 cup equals how many fluid ounces? 8. 1 century equals how many years? 100. 1 tablespoon equals how many teaspoons? 3. 1 millennium equals how many years? 1,000. 1 score equals how many years? 20. 1 decade equals how many years? 10. 1 year equals how many weeks? About 52. 1 year equals how many days? 365. 1 yard equals how many inches? 36. 1 mile equals how many feet? 5,280. 1 mile equals how many yards? 1,760. 1 meter equals how many centimeters? 100. 1 pint equals how many cups? 2. 1 quart equals how many pints? 2. 1 gallon equals how many quarts? 4. 1 peck equals how many quarts? 8. 1 bushel equals how many pecks? 4. 1 pound equals how many ounces? 16. 1 ton equals how many pounds? 2,000. 1 kilogram equals how many grams? 1,000. 1 metric ton equals how many pounds? 2,200. What is the formula for finding the perimeter of a rectangle? P equals, in parentheses, 2 times L, plus, in parentheses, 2 times W. What is the formula for finding the area of a rectangle? A equals length times width. Formula for finding the perimeter of a square? P equals 4 times S. Formula for finding the area of a square? A equals S times S. What is perimeter? What are we finding when we find the perimeter of something? The measure of the distance around something. What about area? The measure of the amount inside something. What shape is this? Rhombus. What shape is this? Parallelogram. Trapezoid. Angle. Congruent angles. Right angle. Ray. Line. line segment, point, polygon, simple closed curve, perpendicular lines, parallel lines, and intersecting lines. Okay, now I have the dimensions for a rectangle and a square on the board. So if you would want to find the area of either of these shapes, remember you would be finding the amount of the space inside of them. We measure it in square units, square feet, square inches, square yards. The formula for finding the area of a rectangle is A equals length times the width. So instead of counting every square unit, you can just go length times the width, and that will give you the square units. Now to find the area of a square, the formula is A equals side times side, because all of the sides are the same. So all you have to do is just go one side times another side. Now to find the perimeter of a rectangle, your formula is P equals, in parentheses, 2 times L plus, in parentheses, 2 times W. And the reason that is because the length is 98 feet, and there are two lengths, right? Those are the same. And there are two widths of 87 feet, and those are, of course, the same as well. So you just go 2 times the length, 2 times the width, and you add them together. Now remember, when you're working with your formula, whatever you have inside the parentheses, you work that first. And then you can do the rest of the problem. Now, the formula for finding the perimeter of a square is P equals 4 times S. Because, again, all the sides are the same, and there are 4 sides. So you simply go 4 times a side, and that tells you the length around the whole square, the whole perimeter of the square. That is all for our lesson today. That is all for our classes this year. Finish your lesson, work carefully, study for your test tomorrow. Take time to look over the lessons and over the formulas and make sure you are ready. Remember to write your unit, feet, inches. If it's area, write square feet, square inches. And if it's perimeter, it's not square, it's just feet or inches or yards, that type of thing. Okay, look over your lessons, study, and I'm excited about seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day.